They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They consult against the hidden ones of the Most High. The thing is, the Most High said that he was going to scatter us to the four corners and hide the remembrance of us from man. So the majority of man don't even realize who the true seed of Israel is. But those people that's behind the scenes that have tried to tap into genetics and that know true history, they know who the true seed of Israel is. And that's who they take counsel against. Us. We're going to get into them documents. Before we do that, we know that when you read down to Psalms 83, it lists all the different nations that is against us. You know what I'm saying? All of them. And modern day, they run in the UN. They run in the Vatican. They run in Mrs. America. You know what I'm saying? These same people. But let's see, in ancient times, a confederation of people trying to destroy our people. Let's go to Esther chapter 3 and pick it up at the first verse. Let's get a little historical background to see when people tried to destroy the nation of Israel. And we're going to bring it up to modern day.
That's a 3-1.
Esther, yeah, Esther.
That's a 3-1.
Yeah, you already know. Now this is when the children of Israel were under the Persians, being ruled by the Persian Empire. Read.
Okay. Go ahead and drop it.
After these things did Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hamedi, the Thah, the Agagite, and advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
So we see this brother was promoted to a high degree. He had a high seat in the Persian seat of government, dropped down to the 8th verse.
And Haman said unto the king Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people.
You see that? So just like Psalms 83 said, your hidden people, we've been scattered across the four corners. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws are diverse from all people.
Their what?
Their laws are diverse from all people.
You see that? So the nation of Israel was given a glorious law, a law that outshines any constitution on this globe. Anything that can be constructed by man, our laws is diverse and exceeding great. Read.
Neither keep they the king's laws.
We don't keep the king's laws. So we know when we come into this truth, this is our constitution. Honestly, we could care less about the Constitution of the United States of America or the UN. We don't care about that. This is our law, statutes, and commandments. Read.
Right.
Therefore, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
You see that? So this brother said back then, it ain't for your profit, king, to allow these people. That's what suffer means. Don't allow these people to keep getting away with this. Because they're not going to do anything for you. They're going to rebel against you. And this is the mindset that we need to have today in these last days. Rebel in righteousness. Because this system is completely wicked. Read.
If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
Let it be what?
Let it be written.
Construct documents that they may be what?
That they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents.
I will pay what?
10,000 talents.
So I'm going to give you mad cream, mad cash in order to fulfill this thing. You know what I'm saying? So construct documents so we can destroy these people lawfully.
Put a bounty on these people.
Exactly. We're going to stop right there. That's the historical, just showing you what took place back in the days. Let's bring it up to modern day and let's see what these people had in store for us. Let's go to what we know today as the Civil Rights era. When Martin, when Malcolm, and all those strong brothers, Stokely Carmichael, you know what I'm saying, Huey P. All these brothers that were standing up in revolution against the system, whether they had different ideological means, these brothers were standing up back in these days. But let's see what the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, under Mr. J. Edgar Hoover, let's see what these people was about. Pick it up at the first highlighted section.
Following are transcripts of official FBI COINTELPRO documents obtained under the Freedom of Information Act.
Stop right there. So this thing right here ain't no fraudulent document. You can freely get this document under the Freedom of Information Act. Meaning you write Congress, you say, I want this particular document so I can see what the FBI was about. Read on.
The March 4th, 1968 communique was sent out by J. Edgar Hoover himself just 1 month before the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr.
You see that? So a month before the brother Martin was put to death on a clandestine level, this document was put together. Read.
It specifically identified Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam as primary targets of COINTELPRO, as well as Reverend King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
So you see that? So they started to target all of the top leaders of different organizations that was over our people. You know what I'm saying? Whether you was within Islam, under the Nation of Islam, Elijah Muhammad, or whether you was dealing with Martin Luther King, so on and so forth. They started to target these brothers. The reason why they started to target Elijah Muhammad, because that brother was saying, let's separate from these devils. Let's get out of here. But the fact of the matter is he was standing on that pagan podium of Islam. You know what I'm saying? That's why that thing wasn't going to make it. You know what I'm saying? But let's just check out this document to see what these people was planning. Read.
Other released FBI documents show the Bureau had infiltrators within Malcolm X Muslim Mosque Incorporated.
You see that?
Still others prove the FBI had undercover in the very room when he was assassinated.
You see that? So the FBI, for one, they've been running the Nation of Islam. They've been running all of these organizations. But what they do, they send infiltrators. When they ready to make a group look bad or they ready to kill a leader, they send their infiltrators in there. And that's what they did with Mr. Malcolm. That brother got assassinated and the agent came up there and made sure that he was dead. It's been speculated that he even made sure that the brother stopped breathing by placing his fingers over that brother's nostrils so he could no longer gasp for air. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the FBI gets down against us. Why is that? We're going to find out. Drop down. We're going to go right here real quick. But before we do, we got to get you a definition. There was something that they were targeting amongst these groups, and it's known as nationalism. So let's get a American Dictionary definition of what nationalism is. Read the definition to the people. Right there.
Nationalism. Devotion to the interests or culture of one's nation.
So keep in mind this definition when we go back into the COINTELPRO document so you can understand what they were saying when they kept mentioning black nationalists. Read that from the top.
Nationalism. Devotion to the interests or culture of one's nation.
You see that? So we've come into the understanding that we are the seed of Israel by way of the Spirit of the Most High. So we are devoted to our nation and those things that pertain to us. You see what I'm saying? Read.
The belief that nations will benefit from acting independently.
Acting what?
Acting independently.
So if you are a nationalist in mind, you feel like my nation should operate independently, not being in captivity, not having to rely on no other nation. You know what I'm saying? And we know that we having to do that based on the curses, based on us turning our backs against the Most High. Read.
From acting independently rather than collectively. Emphasizing national rather than international goals.
You see that? So and this is the mindset that we possess today. We are totally against the New World Order. We are looking forward to the Most High to establish that kingdom in Zion for Israel and those that join on to the house of Israel in subjection. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking to be a part of this system that's getting ready to be set up. We could care less about it. Read.
Aspirations for national independence in a country under foreign domination.
Read that again. Start that last definition from the top.
Aspirations for national independence in a country under foreign domination.
You see that? So we no longer want to be under that foreign domination. So let's get back into the COINTELPRO. So keep in mind what nationalism means. Pick it up at the top.
The purpose of this new counterintelligence endeavor is to expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of black nationalists.
Black what?
Black nationalists.
Black nationalists. So they said we got to discredit, basically sabotage any group that's coming forth talking about we need our own nation. You know what I'm saying? Why are they doing that? Once again, those people that took crafty counsel against the hidden ones of the Most High that know we Israel, they don't want you to become a nation again. Why? Because their rulership is done for. That's why. Read.
Black nationalists, hate type organizations.
And you know they labeled us as hate type organizations. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our brothers be out there going majorly hard against our captors. And now you labeled as a hate monger. How is that? We don't understand. These people that dealt us a horrendous blow for years. This is why these brothers be mad out there like that now, because they know the truth. Read.
Hate type organizations and groupings, their leadership, spokesmen, membership, and supporters, and to counter their propensity for violence and civil disorder.
You see that? So they like, oh, they gonna be in disorder. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna start to buck up against the system and riot, and you know we gotta counter this. Counterintelligence, COINTELPRO. We gotta do something about this. Drop down to 3.
Goals.
This is their goals. This was the goal back in the civil rights era. Move.
For maximum effectiveness of the counterintelligence program and to prevent wasted effort, long-range goals are being set.
You see that? Long-range goals. So these people started this thing in the mid to late 60s, well, the late 60s rather, for long range. And when we study history, we know that they was the ones of the CIA and FBI bringing that dope in, dropping them guns off, all of that matter. All of these things is a part of their goals to destroy the nation of Israel from rising. Read.
Prevent the coalition of militant black nationalists.
What? Prevent what?
The coalition of militant black nationalist groups.
You see that? They didn't want Nation of Islam and all these different organizations. They didn't want them to unite. You know what? The thing is, Mr. Elijah Muhammad, he knew he was Israel. Read Muhammad's speech, they'll tell you that all day long. If we had united under these laws, statutes, and commandments of righteousness, and all those organizations, all those powerful men, those powerful brothers got together, it would have been a wrap. That's why they said they had to eliminate that. Read.
Prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. In unity, there is strength.
You see that? In unity, there is strength. They know that them brothers that got together under the Most High and Hamashiach and unified, they had a major problem. A major problem. Their rulership was done for. Let's scroll down. Read 2 right there.
Prevent the rise of a Messiah.
Prevent the rise of the Messiah. They don't want the Messiah to come back. They don't want anybody anointed among our people to lead us back to the Heavenly Father. So they have to prevent that. So they feared Elijah Muhammad, but said, boy, he's too old. This is what the documents say. You know, he's getting too old, so we're not going to really worry about that. But check out what they said about Mr. Martin. Read that. At that point.
Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and Elijah Muhammad all aspire to this position.
You see that? So they knew that these brothers was in high regard. They was intelligent. They all had the capability to lead and hold that post, to lead our people into real nationalism, into a mindset that we got to separate from these devils. Read.
Elijah Muhammad is less of a threat because of his age.
You see that? Complete mockery. Yeah, he's old. We ain't worried about him. You know what I'm saying? Read.
King could be a very well contender.
Now you see that? They was worried about that brother King. Now remember, when we read earlier, this